Hey, it's Matt Cook. In this video, I want to talk about reconnecting with your body. A lot of people who have pain, they're not completely aware that something critical that has happened is that they have consciously disconnected from their body, which means that most of their focus, their awareness has been pulled up out of the body into just the head. And instead of being able to really feel the muscles and control the muscles, and same goes with the joints, and instead of being able to consciously interact with those structures, the connection is just not there. And when we talk about this connection, you could think of that as like a neurological connection, where we're talking about like signals being sent through nerves, or you can think of it as like a cellular connection, where your cells kind of like are communicating, passing messages back and forth between each other, and that message going from the brain to the muscles and joints and back up to the brain. Or you can think of it as more of a spiritual connection, a soulful connection, where it's just consciousness and doesn't need to be explained. But however you want to explain it, it's pretty clear that most pain sufferers just don't have that connection. And the unfortunate thing is, you don't really know, okay? Like, when you are disconnected from your body, you don't really know that you're disconnected from your body. Okay, you just, you feel what you can feel, and how can you know that there is so much more that can be felt? You don't really know. And to release pain from the body, one of the first steps that you need to do is reconnect with the body, okay? But as soon as you don't know about, well, how can you reconnect with something you don't know that exists almost? You can fall into a trap where you're just like going on with these purely physical approaches and like stretching and strengthening, and you're doing all these exercises and stuff like that and things that are meant to have an influence on your body, but because you're not consciously connected to your body, it doesn't really have the effect you're looking for, right? So there's a few reasons why you can get disconnected from your body. If you have like a lot of emotional pain or trauma, kind of like sitting there in your body, you're gonna pull your focus up away from that because you don't want to go into it. If you have had like injuries, right, you're gonna lose it as well. And I've listed like the emotional cause, then I listed like a physical cause, and the mental cause would be just if you are so wrapped up in your mental pursuits and overvaluing thinking and overvaluing the mind, that you just like forget about the body. You just abandon it and you don't care about it, right? So it's like by choice. With the emotional pain and the physical pain, you're kind of like forced in a way. With the mental one, it's almost a choice because you just think the mind is so much more wonderful and you just don't spend time with the body. For me, it's definitely a combination of all three. And the way I finally understood that I actually was disconnected from my body was when I worked with Eric Westerberg. I just saw his videos and then I was like, wow, this guy's telling me something. He's telling me about consciously feeling my muscles. Like, whoa, what's that about? Like, don't I already consciously feel my muscles? Like, surely I do, right? And it actually took me, like a considerable amount of training, probably 6 months of training directly under him, where we speak once a week, and he'd tell me, just what to do and how to do it better. It took about 6 months before I really had a breakthrough moment where I was able to actually identify some of that emotional stuff that was in there. So let me tell you how you bridge that gap. Right? If you're disconnected from your body and you suspect that maybe you need to reconnect with your body, And the evidence for that would be if you've got a lot of pain and you have poor flexibility and mobility, definitely need to reconnect with your body. The way to do it is to let go of trying to get specific outcomes from your exercises, especially like if you're trying to I'm trying to do this exercise so that I stretch this muscle, or I'm trying to do this exercise so that I strengthen this muscle, or like having some like rigid goal that you're trying to achieve, like whether it's I'm trying to fix this thing or I'm trying to achieve this thing, make it better in some particular way, and just trying to cause that goal to happen by doing particular exercises. Okay, this is like the unconscious way of doing exercises, but the correct way to do it, if you're doing it for a purpose of like you ultimately want to just like reconnect with your body and not have pain in your body, is you do exercises just to feel and explore your body, right? So that completely changes the type of exercises you would do, right? Like you wouldn't be like, okay, well now I'm gonna do 12 reps, 3 sets, bicep curls to strengthen my biceps so that I get stronger biceps, and that makes a change in my body that affects the structures and stuff like that. Or you wouldn't be like, okay, I understand that my back is weak, so I'm gonna do exercises to strengthen the back, and just like count the reps and be like, okay, well I did them. Okay, that's like unconscious way of doing it. And the conscious way of doing it is you just kind of like relax into a calm, focused movement and just kind of move your body around and just feel it and explore and understand and notice all the things that are happening in your body, right? Quick example, right? Classical physiotherapy will tell you that to fix your shoulder, you might need to do shoulder raises or something like that, right? Like do these shoulder raises. So you just go through the motions, you do them, and then you finish, and you're like, well, I did the shoulder raises, right? But in conscious movement, it's more about like, okay, you'd be like, and you're just feeling your shoulder, okay? And even if your shoulder is like ultra restricted, right? Because like my shoulders used to be super restricted, like I couldn't even raise them up or anything. Like, you might just need to move it just like this or something, right? But you don't have like some specific outcome that you're trying to achieve other than just reconnecting with your body and just consciously moving your joints and consciously contracting and relaxing your muscles and just noticing, right? Because after you notice and observe a lot of, you notice things, and then you observe all these things that you've noticed, and then you move on to like analyzing, and you like figure out what's going on, and you really get a zoomed in, detailed understanding of what's going on in your body, okay? And it just makes, at first, like the first experience that you have is like your body starts to just feel just generally a bit better, like mobility and flexibility just go up a little bit. And you notice that, you can like control your muscles and joints a bit better. But as you keep going deeper and deeper, what happens is you go just beyond the physical sensations of the muscles, and you start to notice the correlations between the sensations in the muscles and the emotions that you're feeling. And you notice when you're feeling fears, and you can like sense the thoughts that are going on in your head while you're having that experience. And then you start to notice you start to understand what the pain in your body is actually all about, right? So you're like, oh yeah, I see this pain's related to this kind of emotion and this event in my life and these thoughts that I have it. And you go all the way into everything, and you find the specific conflicts that are kind of like keeping you in tension, right? Like when you have conflicts, it's like two forces opposing, and then you get tension, right? So you'll just tense muscles and stuff like that. So yeah, it's like it can be quite simple, right? Like you don't have to like figure out all these exercises and do a training regime or something like that. You can just lie down on a on the floor or your bed or couch or something like that, and you just kind of move around and just feel. And you do this just like an hour a day or a couple of hours a day. Just explore your body. And you know, I said lie down, but of course you can be sitting and you can standing, and you just, you know, always increasing the, you know, the quality of the exploration, and sometimes increasing the difficulty of the movements you're doing, or just getting to know your body, right? And that just leads to so many good things. It's like it's self-realizing. Okay, you don't have to control it or anything like that, or really learn anything. You just kind of like keep experimenting and learning, and your body recovers over the long term. Okay, so if you want to try some specific movements, I've got links in the description. Back pain courses, neck pain courses, things for flexibility and strength that are like conscious movement style stuff, and special back pain release things. Just take a look. I'm sure you're gonna love all that. Okay, see you in the next video.